Hey everybody, it's Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. It is March 8th, and what is the weirdest trade you've ever made as part of a real estate deal? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Don't miss the radio show and podcast this week. We've got Rose Quint. I met her at the International Builder Show when it was snowing in Las Vegas, and she shares a little bit more about what builders are going to be building in 2019, all the features that they're expected to include in housing, and including what consumers want and don't want, what they're willing to pay for, and what they're not. So goes the national home builders, so go investors, so you won't want to miss it. Construction spending increased by the least amount in 7 years in 2018, according to the Commerce Department, having increased only 4.1%. New home sales increased in December by 3.7% to 621,000, according to the Commerce Department, and home prices increased 4.4% year over year in January, according to CoreLogic. Affordability in the U.S. is getting worse in many places, but people in Washington, D.C. metro area have the most leftover income after they pay their mortgage, according to Zillow, which is really interesting, actually to the tune of $7,000 extra per month. The typical renter in D.C. has nearly $6,500 left over, second only to San Jose with $6,800. So you're all asking the same question I am. We're hearing nonstop stories about San Francisco and San Jose area being completely unaffordable. They've completely blown through their peak median price from the last downturn, and they're having affordability crisis up there. So that means they've got a lot of very high-paid individuals in those markets. The report shares that residents of LA and Florida feel the pinch the most, with LA homeowners having the least left over at around $3,500, and in Florida, cities like Miami, Tampa, and Orlando are in the same spot. Renters in the three major Florida metros have the smallest pools of remaining spending money after they pay rent, with LA just behind. Unemployment went down 3.8% as the numbers got released today. Headlines in the media are saying the job market has screeched to a halt, but it's down to 3.8%. So that's an interesting take on headlines, but hey, we need clickbait. Economists expected 180,000 new jobs, and well, they only got 20,000. The real unemployment number, which looks at discouraged workers as well as part-time workers for economic reasons, actually fell to 7.3% from 8.1%. And some really good news as part of the report. Average hourly wages rose 3.2%, which was better than expected. So good stuff. According to Housing Wire, Oregon just became the first state in the U.S. to enact statewide rent control. Yikes! The law, which places an annual limit on rent increases to 7% plus inflation, was signed into effect on Thursday by Oregon Governor Kate Brown, who signaled that this won't be the state's only step towards addressing the affordable housing issue. Brown is calling on the state legislature to authorize $400 million in spending to address investment aimed at ending homelessness for Oregon's children, veterans, and chronic homelessness issues. So the supply would be tripling the existing pipeline of affordable housing by 2023 if this went through. So I don't know if I'd want to be a real estate investor in Oregon. Let's put it that way. Don't let those Hollywood-style special effects fool you when it comes to new property listings. And Instagram, all the cool kids call it face tuning. You know, where all of a sudden you take 50 years off your age by that ever so subtle blur. Yeah, we all know you're doing it. We call it face tuning. Don't do it. Well, now, do we really have to come up with a term called house tuning? Well, apparently we need to. Staging is one thing, but now we're having to deal in the world of virtual reality and cool CGI effects where you can remove walls, take off that ugly paneling, and hey, why not just throw a pool in the backyard so people could see what it could be if they're willing to dump $100,000 or more into a house? Well, there's some pretty clear guidelines on what you can get away with on the MLS. I guess at the end of the day, if a consumer doesn't like it, they don't have to put it in and they don't have to buy the property, but it'll be interesting to see how long it takes before our industry gets involved. More than 80% of sellers make concessions to close a deal, according to Zillow. Concessions include things like appliances, repairs, and price reduction. That's nothing new. One of the most famous concessions was back in 2016 on the sale of the Playboy Mansion. The stipulation was that Hugh Hefner got to live there, and if I remember correctly, it was like over $100 million. Just a cool, simple lease back. What was that worth? Holy cow. The LA Times tells us a few more interesting ones, like a buyer said he would only buy the house if the owner would leave his prized possession, the 1965 Mustang. The owner counter offered with, "I'll leave the car, but you have to take the cat." Deal. Or how about the dressmaker that had to include 3 couture gowns as part of the closing? Or how about reducing the price by $25,000 to make sure that the childhood tree didn't get cut down so the former owner could come back and visit? That's awkward. I don't know, but I would love to hear what is the weirdest concession you've had to make or something that you've had to thrown in to sweeten the deal to get something closed. I can't wait to hear this one.
If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video. And if we miss something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog.
We'd love to see you out and about at some of our upcoming events. You'll find all of these on our website under the live events training on our website. March 11th, we'll be doing the 10 decisions to make before the next downturn at LA South RIA. On the 13th, we'll be up in Sacramento doing that very same talk. March 20th, I'll be doing innovative real estate marketing with the Black Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. And on April 18th, Bruce will be back at it at Pasadena Phoebe with the 10 decisions to make before the next downturn. For more information on hard money lending, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction, you're going to want to check out thenorrisgroup.com and hit that hard money loan tab. We've got all new rates, and we can't wait to work with you in 2019. For more information on passive investing with notes and trust deeds, check out tngtrustdeeds.com or hit the invest tab on thenorrisgroup.com. And with that, have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next week.